When you travel outside Iran, and when you speak about contribution of Iranian women to society, what is the reaction that you get, especially in Western nations?
Great. I've been in different countries, more than 23, 25 countries. And what I got is that very much the people are affected by the media representation of the Iranian women. When I was coming to India, I was just thinking that how it's interesting that we have a sort of common experience. Why? Because India has been colonial, but Iran doesn't have actually the sort of experience of being a colonial. But we have a similar experience as women. As you see, the West always tries to make a sort of other, and this other is very much framed as backward, not developing, not intelligent enough, sensual men, exotic women, and sort of very orientalist, actually stereotypical images are really constructed and very much disseminated by the media. And this is the fact that the Indian women for centuries were framed in the same frame. And after 9/11, then a sort of Islamophobic discourse became very much predominant in the West. This actually changed to be the frame for Muslim women, particularly Iranian women. Okay. So this very politicized image through the media is making the image and mind of the people. But when you are getting contact, when you are sitting and talking, when you have interactivities like this, this actually dialogues is great to make us sit and actually talk to each other, then you understand that the realized self of the people in our countries is absolutely different. Mm-hmm. And then when you're giving particularly some numbers, for example, when I say that 40% of the Iranian women are the physicians, 40% of the physicians are actually women. Yes. Okay. Or when you are thinking that more than 7, for example, accelerated companies are just managed by women, then you understand how the reality is becoming to be different and perceived differently. Mm-hmm. So the interactions are changing. Okay. That sort of freeze is going to be melted down and the people start to talk.
Are those women working only in Iranian companies, or do they go abroad and work in companies outside? And what that is one question. And the second question is, Iranian women in higher education you've spoken about. What about women in rural areas? Because I read somewhere that rural women in Iran also are involved in micro industries, in the sense small scale. Yeah. What is their contribution to the economy, to society? What do they do? Because there's just one article which I read in Tehran Times about them. Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about that too?
Yes, actually, I have an estimate that indicates that 300,000 women in rural nomad areas have been trained in different vocational skills and different educational courses they have taken. The life skill itself is very much promoted, like what UNESCO actually has characteristics of the life skill. Many Iranian NGOs are working at their life skills in even remote areas, in rural areas. So they are very much engaged in different sorts of trainings and educational and empowering programs. And about the going abroad and working in different companies that you asked, I think it's okay because we have lots of women actually entering STEM majors, okay, like the engineering, like the, for example, technological, high-tech actually courses and majors. So many of them also have markets outside Iran. But one of the actual obstacles is that many of them are actually having high potentials to be great engineers, great, for example, managers. But the sanctions made lots of actually obstacles for them because yes, when it's not easy to, for example, transact money, when it's not easy to do the transaction, so you find very much restricted. So yes, I think that when you're talking about the women's human rights in Iran, part of it should be actually address the unilateral coercive measures against us that's very much restricting this highly potential women from doing their business.
Click here to watch the full episode.